Fishing for Atlantic cod is a thrilling experience, but it requires the right approach, knowledge, and equipment to be successful. With their large mouths and voracious appetites, cod can be both challenging and rewarding for anglers. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned fisherman, understanding the best baits, rigs, and fishing methods will increase your chances of landing a big catch. Let's dive into some expert tips and tricks that will help you master the art of cod fishing. Atlantic cod, Gatus morhua, is a large species of fish with a wide mouth and a powerful feeding behavior. Fishing for cod requires the right type of hook, and using a large hook is crucial for success. The decision to use a larger hook is not arbitrary. There are several scientific and practical reasons that support this choice. Here's a deep dive into why large hooks are essential when fishing for Atlantic cod. Atlantic cod are known for their large mouths, especially the adults. Their ability to eat large prey means they require larger baits to satisfy their nutritional needs. When you use large hooks, it's easier to attach big baits like squid, soft-shell crabs, sea worms, or small fish, all of which cod favor. These baits need to stay securely on the hook, and larger hooks ensure that they won't slip off during the fishing process. Cod are greedy feeders, and they often don't hesitate to gulp down large amounts of food. If you use a small hook, it may not be able to hold the cod when it bites. A large hook ensures a better hook set in a cod's mouth when they swallow the bait. This increases the chances of hooking the fish successfully and reduces the risk of the cod spitting the hook during the fight. A major challenge when fishing for cod is dealing with competitors like crabs, small sharks, or other fish that might steal your bait before the cod has a chance to bite. A large hook helps prevent this by ensuring that the bait is securely held and less likely to be stolen by scavengers. The larger hook keeps the bait intact until the cod arrives and takes the bite. Cod especially love large baits like whole squid, soft-shell crabs, and small fish. These larger baits are more likely to slip off smaller hooks. Using a large hook allows you to securely attach these bigger baits, ensuring they stay put while you wait for cod to strike. When using larger baits, a larger hook is necessary to keep them attached firmly to the hook. When targeting large species like cod, using a large hook not only helps keep your bait secure but also provides the strength needed to handle the fish. Large hooks can withstand the power and struggle of a large cod, especially when dealing with mature specimens that can be quite strong. A large hook ensures that it won't bend or snap, giving you the reliability needed to land your catch. Cod are opportunistic feeders, and they are drawn to large baits like squid, soft-shell crabs, and herring. These baits must be properly placed and firmly secured on the hook to attract cod effectively. If you use a smaller hook, it might be difficult to keep the bait in the right position, or the bait might fall off during fishing. A larger hook ensures that the bait stays where it needs to be, increasing the chances of attracting cod. Cod are often found in areas with rough ground, such as rocky seabeds, wrecks, and broken reefs. These environments can cause baits to be lost or displaced. A larger hook helps keep the bait securely in place, reducing the chances of the bait being pulled away by underwater obstructions or dragged away by strong currents. While cod eat a wide variety of baits, they particularly favor large baits like squid, soft-shell crabs, or herring, especially during the spawning season or when seeking high-energy food sources. These baits require a large hook to hold them effectively and prevent failure in the fishing process. Cod are opportunistic feeders, which means they'll eat a wide variety of baits. Here's a list of the best baits for Atlantic cod. Large worms and squid, cod love these two baits, making them highly effective. Soft-shell crabs and razor clams, these are among the most sought-after foods by cod. Sea worms and ragworms, these baits are highly effective when cod are feeding near the seafloor. Mussels and clams, both are perfect for keeping cod interested in your bait for longer. Bait fish, herring, mackerel, larger cod love these fish, especially when hunting in deeper waters. To keep your bait intact, always use bait elastics. Cod are notorious for being greedy, and without the right elastic, crabs and other scavengers will steal your bait before the cod can grab it. Fishing for Atlantic cod requires careful planning and understanding of the fish's behavior, environment, and feeding patterns. Cod are highly sensitive to environmental factors such as tides, water temperature, and seasonal migrations, all of which influence when they are most active and feeding. Tides are one of the most critical factors when fishing for Atlantic cod. Cod are bottom-feeding fish, and they tend to move in and out of estuaries and feeding grounds with the tides. Here's why tides matter. Rising tide, as the tide rises, cod often move up the estuaries and into shallow waters to feed on worms, crabs, and small fish. The rising tide brings new food sources to the fish, and they are more likely to be actively feeding. Fishing during the rising tide is generally recommended, especially when fishing from shore or in estuarine environments. Falling tide. While the falling tide can also provide good fishing opportunities, cod are often more active during the rising tide because they feel safer in shallower waters as the tide covers the seabed. The falling tide may cause cod to retreat to deeper waters, where they are less active. The best strategy is often to start fishing a few hours before the tide turns and continue fishing as the tide rises, ensuring that you're in sync with the cod's natural movement. Atlantic cod are generally crepuscular and nocturnal feeders, meaning they are more likely to be active during dawn, dusk, and night. This behavior is driven by several factors. Night fishing. Cod tend to feel safer at night as they come closer to shore in the dark to feed. During the day, they may be more cautious and stay deeper in the water. Night fishing can be particularly productive because cod often venture closer to the shore when the water is darker. This also helps them avoid predators. Dawn and dusk. Although cod are more active at night, they also feed during dawn and dusk when the light conditions are low but not completely dark. This is a prime time for cod to hunt for food. So, if you're fishing during daylight hours, it's best to fish early in the morning or late in the evening. Nighttime fishing often provides the best results, especially in areas near shore or in estuarine habitats. Cod are cold water fish, and their activity levels are directly affected by water temperature. The ideal water temperature for cod ranges between 3 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Fahrenheit to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is why they are typically found in colder waters during the winter months. Here's how water temperature impacts cod fishing. Cold water. Autumn and winter cod are most active in colder water temperatures, making autumn, winter, and early spring the prime seasons for fishing in northern areas. During these times, cod migrate closer to the shore in search of food and spawn during the winter months. Warm water. Spring and summer. During warmer months, cod become less active and retreat to deeper, cooler waters. They are harder to catch, and their feeding habits slow down, especially as water temperatures rise above their ideal range, above 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're fishing in southern areas, summer fishing may not yield great results, as cod are less likely to be present in the shallows or estuaries. The ideal time to fish for Atlantic cod depends on various factors, including tides, time of day, water temperature, seasonal migrations, and weather conditions. In general, winter and early spring are the best seasons for cod fishing, especially in northern regions. Nighttime or dawn/dusk fishing yields the best results, as cod are more active during these times. By paying attention to these factors and syncing your fishing schedule with cod's natural patterns, you can significantly increase your chances of landing a big catch. Cod can be found in a variety of habitats, from shallow sandy beaches to deep offshore reefs. They prefer rough ground, such as broken reef structures, shipwrecks, and rocky areas. On the Dorset coast, for example, you'll find cod fishing hotspots along steep rocky beaches and deep waters. However, cod are also found in mud flats if there are channels that they can swim through as the tide rises. For beach fishing, look for areas with steep cliffs, such as Chell Beach or other rocky regions where cod like to feed. Avoid sandy beaches, as they don't tend to attract cod. Deep water and rocky reefs are where cod are most likely to be found. When preparing to fish for cod, the right gear can make all the difference. Here's what you'll need. Rod. A 12 to 15 foot beach caster is ideal for casting heavy weights. This should be rated to handle 5 ounces to 8 ounce weights. Line. 60 pounds test line is recommended for rough ground, while 25 to 30 pounds line is great for sandy areas. Weights. 5 ounces to 6 ounce weights will help you cast the furthest. Hooks. Use 1 to 0 to 6/0 hooks, depending on the bait you choose. Larger baits require larger hooks. Atlantic cod are carnivorous and have large mouths designed for sucking in food from the seafloor. Their diet includes crabs and shellfish, e.g., shrimp and squat lobsters. Fish, e.g., mackerel, anchovies, herring, flounder, and even other cod. Cod will happily eat their own kind, which makes them opportunistic feeders. Larger cod move into deeper waters, hunting smaller fish, while smaller cod often forage closer to the seafloor. They will also hunt in the mid-water column when large enough, feeding on schools of baitfish. Cod fishing requires patience and preparation. Cod are greedy fish, but they can be challenging to catch due to their feeding habits. The key is to use the best and freshest bait, maintain the proper gear, and fish during optimal times, such as the rising tide or night fishing when cod are most active. Cod fishing is about patience, strategy, and understanding the tides and their feeding behavior. Whether you're fishing from a boat in deep waters or from a rocky beach, knowing when and where to fish will give you a better chance of landing the catch of a lifetime.